Hello everyone. This is Brother Benson and I'm joined with Miguda habari ya jioni.
Niko salama kakangu, niko shwari. Nashukuru Mola, labda za kwako.
Mimi niko vizuri, sijaona mabaya, ni kupigana tu na hali ya maisha.
Hayo ni mambo ya kawaida. Pia
Sijaona
sisi
mabaya.
tunapambana na hali ya maisha. Kwa msemo ya kwamba nasukuma gurudumu. Ingawa ni nzito, lakini juu mimi binadamu sina haja. Sina lazima tu ni sukume gurudumu ndiposa nitapata riziki ama ndiposa naweza kosa riziki. Either way.
Unajua juzi nilikuambia riziki ni kukosa ama kupata.
Shwari sana, shwari sana.
Hiyo ni kitu ambacho nimekuja kugundua kwamba nikisema kwamba mimi natafuta riziki. Wakati unatafuta riziki, kitu ambacho lazima ukue nacho katika moyo wako ama katika mawazo zako ni kwamba mimi nikienda kutafuta riziki, kuna ile kukosa ama kupata. Vile vile kama biashara. Unajua wakati ambapo unaanza kujihusisha na biashara fulani, inamaanisha lazima ujue kwamba katika biashara ambayo mimi nataka kwenda kuifanya ama kuishusha nazo, nitakuwa napoteza ama nitakuwa napata faida. Ya, usiseme tu, usiende tu kwa biashara unasema kwamba mimi nataka kutengeneza faida, ama uone labda rafiki yako fulani anafanya biashara fulani ukasema kwamba, na unaona kwamba biashara yake imenoga ama biashara yake inafanya vizuri ukasema basi mimi pia nataka kufanya biashara hichi. Kuna mkakati na pia kuna zile vitu lazima ujue ndaweza kosa ama pia naweza pata, so lazima hizo ikuwe na vile vile mtu akikwambia kwamba kuwa na imani. Ukitaka kuwa na imani ni nini?
Imani ni mtu anakupatia motisha ya kuwa kuna uwezekano ya kwamba chochote ambaye kwa niseme kwa maoni yako kama binadamu ni kitu haiwezekani, lakini kama kuna imani huenda ikawezekana na pia ukafaulu. Ni njia mojawapo ya hali ya kupotea motisha uzidi ama uendelee kufanya jambo fulani, iwapo kuna siku dili itaivana. Tunaambianga wasichana ya kwamba kuna siku dili itaivana, wewe tulia tu. Sasa tuko na imani ya kwamba ni kweli, si ati chocha. Tuko na imani ya kwamba kuna siku pia sisi tutapata nafasi ya kuwa watu wakwasi, niseme hivyo, ya kwamba siku moja tuko na imani ya kwamba huenda siku moja tukaamka kama sisi ni tajiri.
Unajua kwa nini nimekuuliza aje? Kwa sababu imani ni nini? Tuseme kwa mfano ule mama ambaye ako katika nyumbani ushago kule Kitodonji Juni, tuseme kwamba mama zetu ambao wanauza biashara ndogo ndogo, labda siku moja akaenda akachukua tuseme kwamba bidhaa fulani, yani tuseme bidhaa za rejareja, akaamka asubuhi akaenda kuuza. Unajua jambo lenye ako nacho ni kwamba niko na imani, kwa sababu unajua hana hakika nani atanunua, kwa sababu hizi ni bidhaa, lakini anaenda na imani kwamba nikifika sokoni, ikifika jioni, kuna imani kuwa ndauza, na ndio maana hiyo kumpeleka, lakini najua atauza wapi. Hiyo ndo nasema imani. Sasa hiyo kukawa na kauli kama hiyo, kama huyo mama ambaye ana imani kwamba akienda sokoni na zile bidhaa rejareja ambao wanauza kwamba atauza. Unadhani Kenya pali tumefika, unadhani tuna imani kuwa siku moja tutapata uongozi ama kiongozi ambao inajali maslahi ya wananchi, vile vile uongozi ambao inaheshimu uongozi wake? Unadhani hiyo imani ipo?
Kakangu, hiyo imani ipo. Ndipo sana nakwambia, lazima kila siku tukiamka, kila wakati tunapofanya shughuli zetu, lazima tukuwe na imani ya kwamba kuna jambo fulani ambayo kwa maono ya binadamu ni jambo haiwezekani. Kama sasa hivi Kenya ni nchi ambayo tuko na ufisadi, la kuna mtu ako na imani ya kwamba kuna siku tutakamilisha mambo na ufisadi, lakini sisi kama vijana tuko na imani ya kwamba kuna siku ipo Na hiyo siku ikifika, tutaandamana na hii mambo ya ufisadi na tukae na nchi nzuri ambaye hakuna mambo ya ufisadi, nchi ya usawa, nchi ya kila mtu. Ndiposa tunapigania, ndiposa tunasema bado sisi tu katika mapambano ya kidemokrasia, mapambano ya economical and social rights. Bado mwendo haiishi. Unajua hata ukipata rais mzuri hatukamilishi mwendo hivyo, bado kuna siku ambayo tunataka economical liberation.
Asante sana. Wacha nisalimie ndugu yangu Godia, ako pale comment section ametusalimia. Tunaamini kwamba ako vizuri. Unasema kupambana kidemokrasia, bado tunapambana na ili kidemokrasia ambayo tunazungumzia kama nchi ni jambo ambalo tumezungumzia kwa muda mrefu. Sisi tumezaliwa tukapata kwamba tunazungumzia demokrasia ya nchi yetu imekuwa, lakini tukubali imekuwa kidogo, lakini pia kwa ukuaji wake wa demokrasia pia tunaona kuna wale ambao wanajaribu kuiua kwa tuseme kwamba kwa minajili yao wenyewe. Kwa mfano, ukiona maviongozi labda jambo kimetendeka, jambo kimetendeka, lakini hawafuati sheria na kanuni ambao zinahitajika kutatua hilo mambo, na tunasema kwamba demokrasia yetu imekuwa ama demokrasia yetu imekuwa na bado tunapigana, na unapata kwamba zile makosa ambayo tunafanya tunazirudia. Tunasemaje inakuwa?
Kakangu, mambo ya demokrasia ni mambo wanaweza sema kaduga lugha ya kimombo ya kwamba is a work in progress. There's no day we will come to conclusion that today you have achieved democracy and we have it and it is permanent. Even after having free fair elections, we still have some loopholes in the democracy. There's no way you can achieve it. But this problem was initiated. Remember, it all began in heaven, whereby the devil rebelled against the administration of the Most High, because the devil wanted to be exalted above the stars of the Most High, because there was one union in heaven by that time. But now the devil rebelled. He wanted to be exalted, and the glory that covers the tabernacle or the holy place of the holiest, he thought that was his glory, but it was the Most High who was reflecting that glory. So in short, what I'm trying to say, before they were sent from heaven, he also persuaded some angels, and all of them were sent into earth. So in my view, I can say the issue of democracy, it all begins from the beginning, and something that we are still going on. What if we could have a world whereby it is purely democratic? All the way, it is not democratic. It must be balanced, whereby there's people who are practicing democracy, there are people who are practicing aristocracy, there are people who are practicing monarchical, there are people who are practicing military junta, and so on and so forth. To that extent, that is what, in my conclusion, I just say that's what makes the world to be beautiful, because of its complication. You know, it's very much complicated, but that's the beauty of it. Without complication, I don't know how we can have this. So, in short, I'm trying to say there's no day we can come close that today, as Kenyan people, we have achieved democracy. Or at the United States of America today, as we are democratic, and there's no day we will not be democratic. So I think that's in the democracy courses, or the poor line democracy at advanced level. I know they're aware that there's no day we'll achieve democracy, that today we have achieved democracy and we are now democratic. It's just a matter of trying to, I can say, maintain law and order, and also make sure that things are done in an orderly manner.
Yes. Okay, asante sana Miguda kwa mchango wako. Let me take this opportunity also to thank Paulo for joining us, Judith also for joining us in this discussion this evening. We've talked about democracy, the growth of democracy, and also we would say suffocating the same democracy that we thrive. Especially Kenya thrives amongst the peers, I would say the neighbors, that their democracy has really grown. But when you come to Kenya, especially those who are in Kenya, they still feel like the democracy that is being said that has grown, Kenyans still have some question, and they say that there are some of the things that we achieved, we are seeing ourselves going back, like we talked about retrogressing, we are retrogressing, going back to where,
Exactly.
yeah. So how then would you say that you are thriving in a democracy, whether it is autocratic, whether it is junta, whether it is monolithic democracy? But it should be a progressive, whereby it is a junta, but we are seeing progress, um, uh, happening. It's junta democracy. So within that junta democracy, we would see some progress in terms of economy growing, in terms of people getting what they're supposed to get in terms of service delivery, But even when you come to the constitutional democracy, the one we thrive in the country as Kenya, we still find ourselves not obeying that constitution, but we say that, we are a constitutional democracy. So those are some of the things that sometimes we need to talk about. Okay, Migoda, kuna msichana juzi aliulizwa swali akasema yeye hawezi pata mtoto ama hatapata mtoto mpaka Rais William Ruto atoke kwa mamlakani. Kauli hiyo we vipi? Amesema mimi sipati mtoto mpaka naona siku ile Rais William Ruto ametoka katika ushukani wa uongozi, basi ndapata mtoto.
Ni kasichana kako na miaka ngapi?
Bado ni
ka Gen Z. Sasa unajua Ruto akirudia mara ya pili inamaanisha kwamba bado atapata mtoto. Najua pia mwaka lakini sitaki kuongelea mambo ya watoto ya watu juu unasema mtu anaweza sema hiyo ni maisha amechagua hiyo maisha, hataki kuwa na mtoto, maybe amechagua hiyo maisha kuwa na mtoto mmoja. Sasa ukiingilia mambo ya watoto na watu utakuwa na maadui wengi sana. Sasa kila mtu hata mimi sijapata mtoto bado, lakini najua tu hivi karibuni hivi karibuni hapa, lakini Kenya sema ati unajua unaweza pata, kwa mfano Ruto kiuke sheria asema ya kwamba baada akipata tamu ya pili badilisha sheria, na sasa yeye anakuwa hata rais wa mpaka mwaka 30. Sasa kama msichana 30 mpaka saa hizo kama ana mtoto jameni. Sasa unajua kama hujaamua kufanya vitu unafaa uchunguze kwa makini ya kwamba juu unajua, acha nikwambie kitu moja, unaweza kuwa na mapendekeo ya kwamba Ruto achape zake moja aende, ama kuna wenye kunapelekea achape mbili aende, lakini pia mambo iko unapata pia sisi wakati wa Mwai Kibaki alichapa yake ya kwanza, tulimpigia kura tukamchagua tukafurahi sana. Wakati wa 2007 tukasema chape moja yake aende, lakini alichapa mbili. Vile vile rais mpendwa Uhuru Kenyatta aliyestaafu alichapa yake ya kwanza, kachapa ya pili. Na pia Daniel Arap Moi alichapa zake 24. Vile vile huyu madama kwa hapa Suluhu walisema atachapa moja, lakini amerudia. Sasa hii mambo ya siasa, kabla hujafanya na maamuzi yako kibinafsi kimaisha, wachana nayo. Chapa siasa vile umepata siasa, lakini mambo yako na watoto na bwana na bibi hizo muunde tu kivyenu. Lakini mambo ya siasa wezi ni kama umekula kiapo ya kwamba kulingana na vile siasa zinakaa katika nchi, wacha mimi nikule kiapo. Kwa mfano mimi niseme sasa hivi sitaoa mpaka Ruto atoke kwa kiti, akose kutoka, sasa nisioe ama familia isiendelee mbele, ama niseme akitoka kwa kiti hivi tu hivi nitaoa, basi atoke kwa kiti na bado sitapata msichana. Mambo kama hayo. Sasa unapata hizi mambo za siasa ufai kukula nayo kiapo ya kwamba ati I swear with my life. No. They politics sometimes they do happen. There is how they are designed. So until which there we cannot say that atapata mtoto. Maybe alikuwa anaongea tu kama msana mdogo. Niseme hivyo.
Okay, asante sana. Tunaenda. Women rep from Nairobi. It should not just be let's go and vote to remove President William Ruto. Who are we replacing with? Does it mean that Kenya we have um, what I'm looking for the best word. That is not. I'm not going. The best word that I cannot be very rude to the mheshimiwa, but do we call it deficiency of leaders or what?
that one is good, but they will tell you are rude. There are
Yeah.
sometimes when you use, they will just tell you are rude, and
Yeah.
even you are not rude. There was no intention to be rude.
Does it mean that Kenya we do not have, yeah, tuko na mapungufu wa viongozi wazuri?
Si sema hivyo.
Hmm.
Unapata nchi yetu Kenya ni nchi nzuri sana, na ni nchi ambayo iko na wataalamu. Kuna wale wataalamu, watu wamepatiwa kipaji tofauti tofauti. Kuna madaktari, kuna wakili, kuna wale niseme walimu, kuna wale wanafanya kazi za mjengo na wanafanya katika ujuzi iko juu sana, they are skilled. Sasa unapata kama unasema ya kwamba bado kuna wenye wamefanya mambo za uchumi vizuri sana, wanaelewa sana. Sasa ukisema ya kwamba tuko na upungufu ya viongozi ambao unasema ya kwamba tukiondoa William Ruto leo katika kiti, kati ya watu 58 million tunaweza kosa mtu ya kureplace William Ruto kweli? Surely si hata brother Benson, wewe unaweza kuja ingi kwa hiyo kiti.
Mimi nikiingia hapo mabadiliko itafanyika within 100 days without even 50 days.
Sasa anasema watu wengi wako.
Unajua Miguda, unajua ama viongozi saa zingine wako na madhara, wengine ikuagi vizuri sana. Juzi pia nikaona Lilian Gogo anaambia Sifuna ati ako na degree moja. And we've seen people who do not have degree who have led successive governments. The people who do not even have masters, they've done it well compared to those who, if you say, for instance, okay, let me just leave that because I might go personal, because some of these leaders, they just think that they have monopoly to think for us. Yeah? Wanadhani tu ni sisi ni bumbumbu tu, wengine hapo bumbumbu tu. Unajua kwa Kiswahili tunaita bumbumbu.
Do you know what, Bro Benson?
Yeah.
There are people, and there are many people who believe that if you are an MP, now you have made it. Or if you are a member of parliament, now you are the wisest person ever lived. They believe they believe that it is MP who owns wisdom and knowledge. It is MP. So if you can see them trying to tell you that, like Pasaris, what is she telling her? That no one can replace Ruto, and she believes that she's making sense. There's how people believe that if you become an MCA or an MP or a governor or a senator, now you have made it in life. That is that is life. Let me tell you, there are people who are not MPs, MCAs, governors, senators, but they know much and they live to the fullest, and they don't care. So this issue of someone who's, because she was elected, now want to tell you that she can think for you, she can give you directions, and I want to agree with you that leadership is gifted from God. Some people don't have master's degrees, some people don't have PhDs, but they are doing very good in terms of legislation. You can find somebody in parliament who's just a mere dropout. Maybe I can say a class 8, but he understands agriculture very well. So whenever this legislation for agriculture industry, be it coffee, be it tea, be it sugarcane, he or she is bringing very, very substantive legislations and amendments that affects farmers across the country. But she has never stepped into agricultural school anywhere in the higher learning center. So you understand. You don't need to learn to know these things. Some of these things are just gifted from God. You don't need to go to school to know all of these things. There are some people who are having, like I told you, I like using this example. Super South MP Karole Omondi, during the finance bill, when people were yelling, people were talking, people were making noise, he brought 17 amendments. One person, imagine, out of 219 MPs, one person is bringing 17 amendments. All of you, what were you doing in parliament? If only one person is bringing 17 amendments out of 290 plus MP. So you understand, you don't need to be all knowing.
Yeah. And another thing,
sometimes
before
I can be good in IT.
And another
let me
thing,
conclude. I'm just 1 minute kindly. Sometimes sometimes I understand cybercrime. I understand cybercrime law very well. And maybe I never had any issues to do with the cyber. But when it comes to cybercrime law, I understand it at my fingertips. So if I get any opportunity to deal with the issue of cybercrime, I can do it to the fullest. So I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter. So long as you are gifted and you have interest to serve the people, you are good to go. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Before inviting Joseph, I just want to invite the honorable member, especially for somebody who has not gone to school, but is controlling and has employed over almost I don't know how many people. A typical example is Diamond Platinum, who is a musician in Tanzania. That guy, when it comes to, he doesn't have any degree. But this guy has a media house that has employed those who are learned more than him and are working under him. And if you compare what that guy has done to his community or as a country, in the country over there, to vis-a-vis what the member of parliament has done with all those degrees, then you can take, for example, Oscar Sudi, that people usually, they have the examples that you can give. People like Oscar Sudi, MPs, leaders like Oscar Sudi, where people sometimes criticize that they do not have education. What are they doing in their constituency? Can you, if you're doing comparison, what Oscar Sudi is doing with what the MP is doing?
Okay, just add me 1 minute. Nimalize point ingine hapa. Joseph, tafadhali kidogo tu, dakika moja. I'm saying this. The problem with the Kenyans, we focus too much on the politicians, parliament, governor, president. But even there are some people who are in the film industry who have employed many people. Maybe I'm in the film industry. I have the producer. I have all the people who are working for me. Then these people are earning living through my production. There are some people who are in the music industry. So many industries. So if you get, because our media also focusing on politicians, so you cannot know what's up in the country. But I can say there are so many bases that people who are not even learned, someone has just done production in certificate level, then it's making millions of money, understand, through films production. So the leader should go slow.
Okay, thank you so much. Joseph, habari gani?
Yes, how are you my brother?
Unajua Joseph ni father wa Yesu, tangu lini? Wewe ulisikia wapi?
Sasa unajua mimi nimekuwa na makasiriko, mtoto wangu alisurubiwa juzi. Sasa lazima ningepotea kidogo.
Kwani mtoto alifanya kosa gani?
Bado nimekasirika. Yaani watu wahurumii mtu siku hizi.
Mpaka wakalia.
Bado makasiriko hijaisha bwana.
My brother.
Wanafanya bibi yangu analia hivyo vyote, hiyo sio makasiriko mbaya.
Na economy pia ni mbaya.
How are you guys? I see Miguda over there. How are you, Miguda? Are we in the same track for this 2027? We had said we'll do something.
Still contemplating?
Okay. Yes, I'm very fine. I'm doing quite well.
Yeah.
Except your man there in the higher office has he has talked some words which are very heavy. So we are waiting for today. You know your time. I don't know what's the time there right now. Is maybe right now is maybe 11. We are waiting for 8 p.m. for him, and as we are waiting for 3 a.m. here in the morning.
Yes.
So we are going to see how the situation will be. But what we do, we are going to pray.
Yes. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, it's a lot. It's just like sometimes I usually don't want to discuss, but it's a lot that is taking place, especially what is happening right now. The fuel, where we are, we call it gas, has really gone up big time, you know. But we will have
and if the things happen the way they are saying will happen today, I don't even expect there's going to be fuel.
Yeah, so that is.
I don't expect there's going to be fuel in Kenya. So people need to brace. You know, they always come with lies and tell us that there is no fuel when there is fuel. Now, this time around, it will be real. The thing will be real. So let us wait and see, because right now the things are not going very merrily. As I was checking in the internet just a few minutes ago, it is not going well. It is not going well at all, because you see, because yesterday I was talking to one guy and telling me that we always have a deal where we get oil from Iran, and right now it seems like it's heading for the disaster. So we are going to wait and see.
Yeah. Haya, Joseph, hii wewe ulikuwa unaongea watu watasulubishwa tu. Sasa sasa
sijui kama Miguda aliona ule Yesu wa kupretend wakati ya nini ya Passover. Huyo Yesu alipigwa sana mpaka akabidi amekasirika akarudisha mateke. Sijui kama Miguda aliona hiyo. Alipiga huyo Yesu sana akakasirika. Alipiga sana akasema, hata mimi nimechoka, wacha niweke msalaba chini. Tuonane umundu kwa mundu.
Lakini nikuulize kakangu Benson na Yusuf. Wacha nikuulize. Unajua kama unasema ati Joseph ni babake Yesu, lakini mimi nilikuwa nadhani Joseph ni yule mwanawe Yakobo, kwa sababu Yakobo alikuwa na wanawe 12, lakini yule alikuwa Joseph. So I thought it's the Joseph son of Jacob.
I think since Joseph wote wametoka kwa line moja, juu hiyo Joseph ndiye tu mwingine alikuja akatajwa Joseph. Juu hiyo si yote ni line ya David, wanajiita the line of David. I think yote inakuja down to that. But Benson anaona anacheka sana, yeah. Sijui kwa nini unacheka, lakini hiyo Yesu alikuja mashati akasema hapana, mnipigi tena. Hata leo nitasema mtu anisurubisha. So that is what it is.
Benson amepona, amecheka mpaka akakuwa mzima.
Umesema aliamua kunini?
Alisema hapana, mimi hamtashinda mkiniwekea ati mnanipiga na huko nyuma na mamishipi. Mimi wacha hata mimi niweke msalaba chini tuonane sasa. Na walionana dakika kadhaa. Kabla wamekubaliana atasurubisho, walionana dakika kadhaa. Lakini it is what it is. Those are the highlights of Easter. As we were celebrating the death and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. And it's a good time to reflect on everything that is happening in the world and reflecting on our lives also. As most of us may be Christians, others are not Christians, but they always also support the ideology of Jesus Christ crucifixion. So it's a good time to reflect. I'll not take too much time on that. I just wanted to try to say that.
All right, Joseph, thank you so much for creating light moments for us, especially with our African or our earthly brother who was taking the path of Jesus. But along the way, the pain was unbearable. He decided to defend himself. I'm going. Let me just say hi. Msimama Barigani.
Ndugu, salama kabisa jamaa wangu. Naona nikiingia hapo na umwaga mwingi hapo, siwi ndugu yangu Joseph kakupa dawa gani? Nasikia pia lakini anyway, unajua pia kuna kuongeza siku. Ukicheka sana unaongeza siku, uzima upo na pia kuongeza siku kupo. Otherwise wapokee zangu hao ndugu wengine wote kwenye panel. Joseph ndugu yangu hapo Miguda na wale ambao wako comment section na kuna Gudia na wengine wa mbavuni pia. Asante.
Okay. Asante sana. Joseph alikuwa amekuja hapa akatetea mwanao kwa sababu amesema kwamba mwanao amekuwa alipatiwa kichapo, so ndio akatupatia nafasi muro ya kujichekesha hapa, lakini ni mzuri. Leo tunataka kuwa na mazungumzo. Tumezungumzia baadhi ya vitu vingi sana na ndugu yangu hapa Miguda. Vile vile tumezungumzia demokrasia ambao kwa nchi yetu tunasema kwamba demokrasia inakuwa. Lakini vitu ambazo tunaona hazionyeshi dalili kwamba demokrasia inakuwa kulingana na viongozi ama uongozi wa nchi na watu wake. Na vile vile wale ambao wanaongoza hawaoneshi kwamba kuna kitu ambacho kinaitwa ni demokrasia. Kwa English tunaita kwamba we are retrogressing. We are not progressing in terms of democracy. We talked about that too. But now, there's also something that we want to talk about here. And before we go into the main discussion, what is happening today? Millie Odhiambo and some leaders, especially from the Luo Nation, they've come out, especially to say that there's because like the group of ODM who are rooting for zoning, but the group of Millie Odhiambo today saying that there's no zoning. Let people go into the field and compete. If it is political seat, let's go battle over there. Actually, she said the other day, she posted that he has seen that 2 people have been listed in her constituency, and he said that let's come and compete. Yeah. So that is there. And there's a section, especially of ODM, who feels that zoning has to take place. Also, there's something that is brewing over this weekend. Gladys Wanga went to Muhoroni, and from the information that we are getting, especially from the interview that the legislators from that area got, like he was invited the last minute. So apart from ODM fighting Sifuna to leave and all the Sifuna and Babu Owino, all that rangus, they still have a fight within themselves. It is rumored that in Muhoroni constituency, there is the brother of Wanga who she wants to be the area MP of that constituency. So that is what is bringing friction. So maybe to begin with you, Joseph, when you look at issue of zoning, especially which is being pushed by ODM, that they feel that their stronghold, the UDA, should not fill in candidates in those areas. So, and our question is, what about other political parties? Are other political parties, according to ODM, can fill in candidates in those areas? And what repercussion is that one going to be, especially? Then secondly, as you handle that, when you see you have 2 factions within the party, one are saying, okay, there's no zoning. The other one is saying there's zoning. What does this one mean, especially for the Orange Democratic Party, or still having fights with Sifuna and all that? Maybe in a few or in a brief, Mr. Joseph.
Yes, thank you. I'll just take 2 minutes and I'll be very fast. I'll start by saying I saw what Millie, bad girl, Millicent Odhiambo said about the zoning, and she said that they need to compete fairly, because I know one of the candidates is called Jakakimba, who is standing with UDA. The problem is, even there is no remedy for ODM as now, because even as if they go for the zoning, it will not help them, because most of the leaders in that region, as I've heard from certain quarters, they have not performed. So when you have not performed as a leader, it does not matter whether you are in ODM or you be in which party. Somebody even can come and beat you as an independent. And we have seen so many scenarios in Luo Nyanza where independent candidates have gotten seats in the parliament. Even when the right honorable late Raila Odinga was at that time. Some of them took seats, and some even came with their own parties, like is it UDM? UDM for this guy is called who? It's called who? This guy who joined Ruto. I am forgetting his name, but yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
Ochieng.
Yeah, Ochieng. Ochieng, and he got the vote. He got the seat in Ugenya. And these are the certain things that are happening in political world. If you did not do anything for the citizens, and I found Miguda talking about people who have brought registration in parliament, and some of them, they have been very quiet, and even they are not doing anything in their constituencies. It will be a very rough time because nobody is going to shoulder them. Right now, Raila, most of the time, was carrying them in their bags. And right now, he's not there to carry them to the other side. So everybody needs to fight it for himself. And the zoning, whether they are going to do zoning or they are not going to do the zoning, it all depends with you as an individual. What have you done for the people of the constituency that you represent? So for Millicent Odhiambo saying that she does not want zoning, it's okay because it is very good because she clearly knows if she has done something for the constituents of Suba North. If she has done something for them, and which is tangible, and she has been very vocal in parliament, they are going to return her as an MP. So whether those zoning or not zoning will be there, they are going to win. So what if you say that there is going to be zoning for the ODM and UDA candidates, but the other parties are still going to be there? We have the likes of other parties which are going to be seeking relevance in that in those seats, most of them even independent candidates. Yeah. Do you think that because you have done a zoning, it means that you're not going to find a rough time? Then you know what zoning does. Zoning, when you do zoning, and for example, the zoning is done because they must do party nominations.
Yeah,
for the seats. So when you do party nominations, this is where most of the fallouts come in. And most of the people who are supporting maybe a candidate and they see that it was not fair for them, they try to go together with the candidate who has been won in the nominations. So when you have that zoning that person has been given the direct nomination, and then he comes and they say, okay, we have a pact. We are not going to put a candidate as UDA. We are going to give you ODM to give that candidate. And that candidate, the people had refused him when there was nominations. It means it will be a hell of a time for him or her. And in parliament, they are going to lose the seats. That is what it means. So zoning is not helping anybody. It is not helping quite anybody. Whatever it does, it is going to give you a ticket. But eventually, if the people you have not done any work for them, and you know, these people who fear that they have not done any work in their constituencies, they are the only people you see them saying we need zoning. You not hear people, like for example, I see Millicent Odhiambo is very confident and saying just bring it on, even if we don't have the zoning. I will go and face it off with them. So it clearly shows that the other people who are saying about zoning, they are much afraid of them being swept out because they know the 5 years that they have been in power, or close to 5 years, has been a time for them in slumber in parliament, slumber in their constituencies. And this is very evident. Brother Benson, not only in Luo Nyanza, I can categorically tell you even in Mount Kenya, if the people see you have not done anything for them, and I know even people who are not going to be elected in parties like DCP, because most might say DCP and Jubilee will be the main parties in, and UDA will be the main parties maybe in Mount Kenya. But for certain, I know there's people who are not going to be in either that DCP, UDA or something, but they are still going to get the MP seats because of the work that they have been doing for their constituents. And you know, Kenya, we have reached at an age, Brother Benson, where everybody is educated, even the people in the village. You can see even the people in the village, the civic education that has gone to them, it's very sophisticated. And that is how you know a country is changing. Because if I told you in 1997, you could be, people could have been given the civic education, you could not tell me that it was, at that time, the people had civic education. People are voting according to what they were told by their leaders. But right now, people are voting according to what they see you doing for them. And I think the country within another 10 to 15 years will have changed completely. The dialogue now will shift from this whole we talk about community and tribalism and what. It is definitely kicking off. And you could see even the rhetorics when Gachagua talks about development in other quarters. You see even people saying, yeah, it is true. Like the day he went to Ramogi, you could see people after the interview, they were saying, yes, all he said was true. We have not been having development in certain quarters. When he went to the radio in the northeastern part, you could see people saying, yes, our leaders have just been doing corruption and all these shenanigans. Not saying that Gachagua also is a good person. It's just that he is exposing some of the things that people don't like to talk about, Brother Benson. You know, we have never had politics like this where you see people are openly now talking about this. So I will take just that short moment to explain that. But zoning will not help anybody.
Okay, thank you so much Joseph for that. Msimamo, habari gani? Wacha nikusalimie mara ya pili.
Jamangu nao hauchokeshi, salamu hazichokeshi jamangu.
Salamu
baba. Mimi nazipokea tena kwa mikono miwili. Yaani mimi niko salama kama kawaida, japo nasumbuliwa kidogo na tonsils, lakini tupo hapa.
Itabidi sasa
tupo hapa.
Tuone venye hizo tembe zitakuja ili usisumbuliwe. Swali, unaona hapa ndani ya ODM sasa kuna vita vingi ambavyo vinaendelea. Kuna hapa vita vya viongozi wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Unapata kwamba kwa watu ambao sasa wanaongea kulingana na ile jambo ambalo lilifanyika pale Muhoroni, ni kwamba kuna wale ambao labda chair lady anaona kwamba wanafaa, kwamba yule nao wanasema ni ndugu yake ambao wanaona kwamba anafaa akuwe. Vile vile pia hapa anapigana ku make sure kwamba ODM imepata 50-50. Vile vile pia anapigana hapa kuona kwamba mambo ya Edwin Sifuna imeisha na labda imetoka. Sasa we mtu mmoja ukiwa katika hizi vita zote utashinda kweli?
Kaka, unajua yani ukiyakosa ya mama basi mpaka yajibu utakunywa, itabidi unywe. So huyo kayakosa ya mama kwa makusudi. Sasa anatafutana angalau yajibu ama ya yote yule apate kunywa tu. Sababu katika hili vurugu la chama amechangia kwa kiasi kikubwa zaidi hasa katika mgawanyiko. Tena at all stage baada ya kuondokewa. Yani tamaa zilimjia, na hizi tamaa ni kwa sababu ya utenda kazi. Ndio maana mimi nakubaliana na kakaangu Joseph hapa kwamba wengi hapa ni utenda kazi finyu. So wana ile wasiwasi kwamba je hawajui kwamba labda pengine wataweza kurudi haswa tena kuchaguliwa kwa kipindi kingine. So kila plan ambayo walikuwa wanaipanga maybe haswa ukuhuba, walijua definitely kama ujamani bingwa kusukuma hili goli kwa mkono, basi na wapi wataweza kunusurika haswa katika hilo. Lakini sasa imekuwa ngumu. Chama imesambaratika, imegawanya katikati. Ndio maana unakuta wanakuja na hii zoning of which zoning sidhani kama itakuwa na mashiko, kwa sababu hii ni nchi ya demokrasia na kila chama kina haki ya kuweza kwenda popote pale kuweza kuuza sera zake. So katika zoning kwamba ngome zetu hizo stronghold hatutaki, hilo lishapitwa na wakati, kwa sababu mpaka sasa hivi hizo ngome ambazo wanazitegemea kwamba ni stronghold, we are not sure kwamba zitarudi kuwa stronghold za ODM ama kutakuwa na mabadiliko. For instance, Pwani ambapo mimi nipo, I don't see whether itakuwa ni ngome ya ODM ama itakuwa ni ngome ya UDA ama itakuwa ni ngome ya another position, kwa sababu hayo ndio mambo matatu ambayo yapo hapo, kwa sababu wananchi Pwani wanalao, viongozi nao na UDA yao wanalao, then kuna wale ambao wako kwa ODM ambao wanapapasa tu kuonyesha kwamba wako kwa ODM but wametekwa sana UDA, kwa sababu huo ndio kweli ulivyo. Kwa hiyo huyu nikizungumzia kwamba anatapatapa kujaribu kubambanya angalau nguo ambayo imeshachakaa ishararuka yani at least aona kama anaibandika viraka angalau irudi mpya, lakini kwa kweli itakuwa ngumu. Kwa hiyo nadhani huyu nani ameiona huyu Bensouda nani huyu amenitoka huyu kiongozi ambaye mmemtaja hapa, huyu mama huyo. Kuna Bensouda alafu kuna yule mwingine ambaye mmemtaja hapa.
Gogo ama unasema gani?
Yani kuna Wanga la
Millicent.
Ya sasa yeye ameona 18 kwamba mambo yashagurugika hapa. Kwa hiyo for real kila mtu sasa atabidi hapa asimame, ni mwana mbavuzi hapa. Unaona, huo ndio mchango wangu kwamba washaboronga na sasa hivi mwisho wa siku watabaki alinywe peke ama na wachache ambao kwa kweli watabaki wachache kwa kweli, kwa sababu ODM sasa hivi inakoelekea naona itabidi tu, hakuna budi la kuja kurudi na kuungana na kina Sifuna na kusimama mahali walipokuwa, kwa sababu huko ndio kwao, huko walipokwenda huku ni ugenini na hawajakaribishwa kikamilifu. Yani huo ndio kweli, wamekaribishwa na kubaniwa mabano kidogo, kwamba unaona sasa hiki kipimo cha kubaniwa mabano ndicho ambacho kitaamua kwamba hatima wabaki ama warudi kwao walipokuwa. Asante.
Okay, asante sana. Suba North MP Millie Odhiambo has warned Oburu and Gladys Wanga to stop the zoning nonsense in ODM. None of us is Raila Amolo Odinga. We must listen to the public. Stop putting personal interest first before the public interest. Millie Odhiambo, that is the legislator. Zoning is non-negotiable. That is Ledama Olekina. Zoning is non-negotiable. We have established our ground and we will defend our political space from attempt dominate it. So this is what Cyprian Nyakundi said. The death of Raila Odinga is something that affected politicians alone. It will also change the aura around power in this country. A few years ago, you could not even imagine a man like Mohamed Jaffa being summoned to record a statement. Today, even as one seen untouchable can be touched. So let's talk.
Brother Benson, can I add something small bit, please, before you continue?
All right.
I just wanted to say that we are going to continue seeing this, and these are cracks now within ODM itself. You know, before we had that Millicent Odhiambo was in support of the Linda Mwananchi. But I think when they tried to show the power of removing these people from the leadership position, I think she toned down. But now we are going to continue seeing this in the distant future.
And I agree with you. The problem to me, I know I cannot advise ODM, but the problem that ODM had, they were very rushed to making decisions. They did not sit down to evaluate themselves and look at the scenario, zoom it, especially after departure of Raila Odinga, and say that how are we going to move past Raila Amolo Odinga? Because when you look at it, before even talking about zoning, they themselves within the ODM party, you've heard Alai has also complained about the leadership of the party the other time when he was in one of the radio stations. Alai also has condemned the issue of zoning. Look at Kisumu. I know quite a number of leaders who have done, especially who have always fight for the community. Somebody like lawyer Nyamori back in the days, you know, he used to fight for the community, and later he joined President William Ruto, even before UDA, when President William Ruto was working. I think he's running for a seat in Kisumu. You know, how do you want to tell me that this guy, you are not going to allow him to run for that seat in that Kisumu just because he's a UDA member, yet he's somebody who is coming from this community? So I think,
and also the PS for security.
Yeah, Raymond Omolo. That is also another issue that Millie Odhiambo also talked about. Especially, look at what is happening. Like what was happening. Some few leaders in Homa Bay, they want Raymond Omolo to be relieved of his duty just because he's working with the president. But remember, before broad-based government, when Raymond Omolo was working with the president, what happened? I don't know how many times these leaders who are now calling for removal of Raymond Omolo, I don't know how many times did they insult Raymond Omolo. It was Raymond Omolo everywhere they go for funerals. But now they want Raymond Omolo out. The same times they're saying they're in broad-based government. So where is their stand? Maybe Miguda, you can wrap on that.
Kabla Miguda, kuna kitu niongeze, kama niombe tu hapo kwa hii chama ya ODM. niongezee tu dakika tu moja tu. Nilitaka kusema hivi, maamuzi ya haraka yalitokana na kwamba baba alikuwa na wale waliomwamini, lakini alikuwa pia na wasaliti ndani. Najua kuna mfumo ambao unatumika haswa katika haswa masuala na ajira. Unaweza kuwa na mtu uko naye mahali kwa kazi kwa sababu ana umuhimu wake fulani, lakini si kwamba unapendezwa na yeye, but ukimwacha kwa sababu ana umuhimu fulani unakaa naye. So nafikiri baba aliyajua kwamba hapa ndani kuna psychopaths, lakini sasa kuondoka kwake, wale ambao walikuwa ni wasaliti kwanza walikuja pamoja haraka sana mno, na naweza kusema kwamba tusilaumu upande mwingine kwamba hii kura baba alinyimwa, ushindi alinyimwa nje ya ODM. ODM haswa ndani ya ODM ndio walinyima ushindi wa mzee. Mimi kutokana haswa muda ambao tumeshuhudia kuondoka kwa baba mpaka muda huu, kwa sababu misingi ya mzee inajulikana. Kwa hiyo hilo tu ndio nataka kuliongezea kwamba hapa kuna wale ambao walikuwa wanamwamini kikamilifu, lakini kuna wale ambao walikuwa wanamwamini shingo pande for their political interest. Labda walikuwa wanamtumia tu ule mzee kwa mpango fulani, lakini walikuwa karibu na mzee zaidi kiasi kwamba si wengine kuamini hili inakuwa ngumu. Ni hapo nitaka kupongezea kidogo kakangu Benson. Asante.
Okay, asante sana. Naona Miguda alikuwa nafaa tupatie wazo lake kuhusiana sana na mambo ya wengine wanataka Raymond Omolo atolewe katika msimamo mute. Thank you so much. And at the same time, they are claiming to be in broad-based government. Marco Bura, how are you doing, sir?
Good evening. I'm doing good. I thank God. I'm saying hi to you, to Joseph, Msimamo, Miguda, and everyone at the comment section.
Na leo kinakaa dili ilivana. Naona leo ilivana. ama macho yangu zinanidanganya Joseph bwana. Kuna mabadiliko.
Leo anakaa Mr. Professor Marco Bura. Ama hata yeye amemaliza Pasaka leo.
Huyu ndiye alikuwa mkubwa wao wa Pasaka huyu.
Ama ni ile Supreme Council ya Wayahudi.
Marco Bura, habari gani bana? Hebu ongea.
Nawasikiza tu pole pole. Anyway, sina mengi. It's nice to see Brother Joseph amepotelea tangu aingie one term, siku hizi hapatikani, azungumuzi, akipata mtu anaongea 2 term anapotelea. Joseph,
umesema kama mbaya Marco Bura.
I hope you're doing good, Brother Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing fine, Marco Bura. Long time. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Marco Bura. Marco Bura, we are having a conversation here, and this is about the issue of zoning. And we are just wrapping up on it. And when you look at the camp of especially the Homa Bay, the complaint is coming from Homa Bay. And especially where the complaint is coming from, they say that the president has done a lot, and they're the people who are complaining. They are the ambassadors of zoning, especially, and they are also the crusaders that would want to see Raymond Omolo out as a PS, just because he's allied to president. And at the same time, they are saying that they are in broad-based government. So what is happening to the people of Homa Bay? Especially in ODM, and the zoning, whereby Emilio Odhiambo has disowned, and they say that, okay, let's people go and decide.
Okay, I gave my opinion on it, and I will continue, and I will categorically put it as clear as this. Zoning, the people who are calling for zoning are those politicians who have not performed. The people who are calling for zoning are those corrupt leaders. The people who are calling for zoning are those the politicians who have always benefited from hanging on Raila's coat. But now that Baba Raila Amolo Odinga is not there, they are still worried on how their future politics is going to be. And that is why you're seeing them giving ultimatums to the president that if they are going to support him, then the issue of zoning has to happen. But I love the fact that quite a number of leaders from that particular area are coming out to justify or to clarify that it is not right. Of course, it is actually against the democracy that ODM has always been singing or talking about. It is against the democracy of the Republic of Kenya. And again, that move to me would only give opportunity to corrupt leaders. It will only give opportunity to leaders who have not always performed, but instead have always looted the Republic of Kenya. So I'm personally against that particular zoning move that is being proposed by the likes of Wanga, the likes of Kaluma, because they are fearful of the fact that there are people who can do better in their constituencies. And therefore they are crying bitter. They are crying because they know it is not going to be easy. But inachemka, to me, that is what democracy speaks about. Democracy is about people giving their opinion, and when you feel you're not doing better, someone is always jogging, waiting to pick up. And that is the fear that they have. But to the political class, I can say this issue of zoning, to me, it is actually killing the democracy that we've always been speaking about in the Republic of Kenya. Even though it was being brought by these big political parties merging together and then saying that because we are in one big political party, let us zone at these parties for this particular, those to me are useless kind of thinking and should not be allowed in the Republic of Kenya, because Kenya has always bragged of being mature in terms of democracy in the on and of course in Africa. So if they want to maintain that, then they have to make certain political moves, which of course will not be okay with some leaders. Because if we start encouraging or entertaining this zoning thing, then the Republic of Kenya might get to where Morocco and Uganda are. You saw the other day in Morocco, the president of that particular country decided to change the constitution, and the people thought that he was going to bring someone else, but instead he brought his son and then gave him so many powers, and not just powers, he went ahead to rectify the constitution to allow him.
Is it Morocco? Morocco is a monarch.
Cameroon, President Biya. He went ahead to even change the constitution to allow his son to automatically ascend to power as the president. And the question we are asking for in that particular country, for example, for the 45 or 47 years that that particular man has been in power, how I wish they would learn from the Republic of Kenya and most of the young people from that particular country, so that they can start singing one time as we are doing over here in Kenya.
Thank you so much, Mr. Makobura, for that. Okay.
Benson, there is something that Judith has said there that has made me laugh in here. Saying that good year has said that is Oburu, not Obura. So I've just pictured the guy who is always imitating Oburu. You know, they always they have like the same look with Mark Obura.
Yeah.
So I was laughing here.
Maybe to give a clarification.
Yeah.
And to give an explanation of what these names mean.
Yeah.
Obura in Luo means the wise one, or the most decent wise one. That is the meaning of Obura. But if you, when you're speaking about Oburu means ash, if I'm not wrong, ashes.
Ash?
And so, yes.
It means power.
No. Oburu. Obura, is this asini ile dust tuseme kwamba labda ile barabara ambayo labda ijatengenezwa vizuri haina lami, labda tuseme kwamba mpita pale kuna ile inatoka, hiyo ndio
vumbi, but mostly buru, you know, buru is whatever you get after you've
held, the white ones,
after you've subjected
kwa Kiswahili.
Yes, yeah. So that is who the guy is. So just bear with him. If he was wise as I am, then he would be making quite a number of decisions that would help the Republic of Kenya.
Una mbaya siku hizi Obura.
But do we say? We don't say. Okay, thank you so much. Let's switch gear a little bit. Going towards the end of this week, we are going to experience, especially in Ol-Kalou, Nyandarua County, where the burial of Ol-Kalou Member of Parliament will be taking place. Gachagua has promised that he's going to attend, and sources also believe that President William Ruto is going to attend that burial. So it's going to be a face-off. This is the first time, not the second time, especially after his impeachment, that they're going to meet in the public. Remember, the first time was in Embu, where Gachagua was seated in the was not given the public, I mean, like, was not given an opportunity to speak, and he was also sitting not at the VIP. President Uhuru Kenyatta was available then, was also very present in that meeting. But this is now going to be the second time that they're going to meet in public, same place. And Kindiki also said that atatuona pale, you know. So when you're looking all scenarios with all the high tension in politics, especially if I start with you, Mr. Joseph, then Musimamo, what would be your picture of the scenario on Friday when the head of state and impeached deputy president will be sharing a gathering?
Thank you for that question. And I can picture it in two ways.
Yeah.
The first scenario is they are going to do regarding Gachagua what they did to him in Embu during the consecration of the bishop. I don't remember his name, but I think his name was Martin or something. They are going to do to him what they did in Embu. And if they are going to do that, let me try to help his handlers, because his handlers are the ones who are going to be arranging the sitting scenario in that burial. And if that is going to happen, most of the crowds are going to be going wild, because some of them will want to hear regarding Gachagua talking, and I don't think he's going to be given that that accolade to talk. And then the second scenario will be they just let him talk, and now I don't know even what protocol will be there, because you know he's not a member of parliament, he's not a senator. He's a former deputy president, and I don't know if he can be given a chance to speak after the governor of I think it will be the governor of Nyeri, because now it will be even worse, because it's Nyeri.
Is it in Nyandarua?
Yes, Nyandarua. So I think if they want to do it so that there can be no fracas or anything, they need to give him a chance to speak. But if they don't give him a chance to speak and the handlers go at it as they want, I think it will not be very good setting at that time. And now the problem is, you know, the family is going to be so much affected by that, because that whole burial will be turned into a political nightmare if those scenarios are going to happen. And I can hope that because now I cannot advise any of the teams not to be there. If they have said they are going to be there, they must be there. And nobody is not allowed to go to any burial in Kenya. There's nowhere in law which is written that you cannot come to any burial. Maybe the only thing that the family can do is just they can release a statement and say that we don't want any political activities that are going to happen in that burial. And you know, the problem is, who is going to be the MC of that burial in terms of welcoming the either members of parliament or the heads of any legislative or executive branches. I think mostly it will be given to Ishungwa, and the rivalry between Ishungwa and Gachagua. So I can truly state that is either they use their utmost maturity in that barrier, and they just go to say farewell to the fellow MP, because also Gachagua was an MP, an ex-MP. They just go at it and just do it as simple as going there and paying their last respect and not talking politics. But if they try to engage in politics, it will be very explosive in that barrier, and it will not be in the favor of the family. So that is what I can hope for. So I've given you two scenarios which can likely happen. It is one, they don't give Gachagua an occurrence to or a time to speak, and that one now will be bad, reflecting to the residents who are going to come, because most of them they listen to Gachagua, even in Orkalawe, and it is going to be I'm just telling you the true facts. It's not going to be very lightly. And then the second one is they give him a chance to talk, and then when they start talking about politics, it is all hell breakthroughs. I don't know if you remember the barrier that happened in Kisii. Was it Kisii where Simba Arati and Osoro, they fought in a podium? Was it a barrier or was it just a meeting? And they fought. So it is going to be very, the problem is when Gachagua comes, he's going to come with his troops, who are the MPs who are around him, who are coming, who always support him from Mount Kenya. And then the president is also going to be having his battalion who support him. So all I can say is that the family is the one to direct how the funeral will be done. But I don't know if it is going to be a state funeral. Already it is taken by the government. If it is a state funeral, it will be taken not just at the state. They always say the state as in they give respect. The government gives respect to the MP as they give in the state funeral. So, and when there is a state funeral, Gachagua will not speak, I assure you. So that one will be a dramatic Friday.
Okay, thank you so much. And it is indeed true, because he died while serving as a member of parliament. So which means majority of the programs will be seen or will be guided, especially by the parliament. And if to say that president is going to be part of the barrier, as it is rumored or as it's indicated, it means it's going to reach a time whereby the state house or the controller will take over the service, especially on how.
But one thing, Brother Benson, I can add, is the state operatives that always go there in advance. They always take certain from the villagers there. They take some sensors from the villagers there, and they know how is the mood of the crowd down there. And if the mood is not okay, they can advise the president not to come, but to give a condolence message. So those are things that happen.
Even because I look at it this way before I invite in my brother Muslim. I look at it this way because this is even though it's going to be a funeral, but this one has created a platform or had created a scenario whereby the president wants to test his powers, especially to Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua also feeling that this is a home. And remember, when you look at their life history, they were in campus together with the deceased. If you look at their history, so they've been friends for quite some time, especially Rigathi Gachagua with the member of parliament for All Kalau. Yeah, that is, I was reading somewhere and I got that. So Rigathi Gachagua will be going to bury a friend, and the president also, as the head of the state, will be coming. And this is a hot vote hunting seasons and political season. You know what will happen. President would want to come, but I think the president will have advantage because remember, president always has the final, is given the final opportunity to speak after all the politicians. So anaweza mlima president, lakini president akikuja pate amlime na mambo.
But the question I was asking myself is, where will Rigathi come in as being invited? Where?
Rigathi might come in, Rigathi might come in as a local leader, because you see, even when you look at the protocol, especially when they said, despite the fact that Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, but he still has, in terms of ranking in the community, I think Rigathi Gachagua is still being ranked the highest, more than as compared to MPs, and maybe he can come after the governor. Maybe
after the governor.
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed maybe
or
you know, it's also confusing to me. So that's why I wanted to know, because
So
if he comes before the governor, it means, or before the MPs, it means they have lowered the standard. So this is all high octane graphics.
You know, and this is what is going to happen. Even majority of those leaders, they want to show Rigathi Gachagua their powers because they are serving. They can lower him, even give him lower grade, even more than where he is, by even like letting MCAs to speak. Then he can speak before the MCA, then MCA comes, because like it's political. What is political? Political, once you get an opportunity to hit your opponent, you use every available materials within your reach to make sure that you discipline him. Okay, msimamo labda tu kwako wewe, maoni yako ni gani? Kwa sababu hawa wanakani wapinzani wa jadi sasa, rais na makamu wake ambao alimng'atua mamlakani watakutana pamoja, labda unaona mambo ya siasa itakuwa vipi, ama utaona itakuwa na utulivu kweli?
Nasema hivi, hata wakimteremsha, wakimshusha hadhi, itakuwa ni kulipiza. Yani ni kule kuonyesha tu kifua, but to me hilo kwangu silioni kama linatija kabisa, silioni kama linatija, kwa sababu ni yule mwananchi pale anasemaje, yuko kwa Gachagua, yuko kwa Ruto. So whatever watapanga pale, media nini, ni vitu tumevizoea, wala havitaweza kumnyima hasa tembo kunywa maji. Hii ni kelele za jura tu, naweza nikaweka mfano huo. So wamshushe wasimshushe, by the time atapewa nafasi akiongea, kama ni la kumgusa mwenzie ateme ya kutosha, wacha wamalize huko mbele, wabambanye pale kwa kuanzia, kama pataruhusiwa siasa, kwa sababu anawezikwa pia ni mwanasiasa. So ikiruhusiwa siasa, hata akipewa mwanzo kabisa chini ya MCAs, but kama na jambo alipanga aswa, kama ni dongo alipiga aswa, kiasi kwamba kiasi wakija watakuwa na maswali ambayo ya kujiuliza peupe. For instance, maswala natuambia ya mafuta, maswala na e-citizen, na yaweke katika mkumbo kiasi kwamba wale mwananchi atasikiza hili la Gachagua, hata kuliko ni hilo pumba la baadaye la majibizano, kwa sababu itakuwa ni kama ni mtu ana rebuttal tu, kwa sababu amemsikiza amezungumza hapa, basi hapa naye ana rebuttal. But waves ndio watasema, hata wakimwika nyuma MCA, waves ndio watasema, kwa sababu viongozi watakavyosimamishwa ndivyo mchemko wa mwananchi utaonyesha tafsiri zaidi. Kwa hiyo kama kutakuwa kuna wachache ambao wamechukuliwa hapa mbele kuweza kupiga makofi, watakuwa wachache dhidi ya wale ambao ni wengi. Kwa maana hiyo hapa sioni hofu, Gachagua aende naye, kiongozi wa taifa aende akatimize lake, kwa sababu wao anaenda kupeana aswa kuweza kumsingiza kiongozi ambaye ameshaondoka madarakani, yani ameshaondoka, yani ashaaga akiwa madarakani. Ni sawa kuweza kuenda kutimiza lake, but kama watachukua hii kama advantage ya kuweza kumshusha ama kuchukua kuona kwamba ana umaarufu mlima, wacha wananchi tuone. The same tuliona Kasarani wakati ule Uhuru alizungumza, wananchi walivyochemka, ndio kitu tutakishuhudia pale, kwa sababu mimi na imani kwamba mlima umekuwa locked. Kwa hivyo sina shida ya kwamba hata wakimpa wapi, lakini kiuhakika wa mambo, hata kama hayupo kwenye madaraka, wamemimpeach, but still amehold katika hiyo docket kama deputy president. So sidhani kama watamshusha hadhi kiasi hicho kwamba wasiwezi mtambua, kwa sababu tumeshuhudia bado mpaka sasa hivi Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka ana heshima ile ya vice president. Kwa hivyo hata kama ni mwananchi wa kawaida, lakini akienda mahali anapewa hiyo hadhi yake, kwamba tunaye kiongozi hapa ambaye ni wa vice president Kalonzo Musyoka, so anapewa hiyo nafasi, so lazima uwe apewe hiyo hadhi yake. Kama watashusha hapo, ni kumaanisha kwamba ni majibizano sasa, ama ni kulipizana, ama ni kuonyeshana ubabe kwamba tumekutema, tumekuja kwenu, acha hiyo itakuwa asidhani kama italeta impact kwa mnani. Na pia wakifanya hivyo ndio pia itazidi kushusha hadhi mazima, kwa sababu najua after hiyo mazishi lazima kutakuwa na rally mahali. Sasa tutajua mbivu na mbichi huko, but cha msingi nikimalizia, familia aswa iondoane kabisa na masuala haya. Kwa hivyo kama ni kutoa jezi yako, utoe jinsi wasifu wako wa marehemu na umalizie pale. Kwa hivyo vijembe havitaacha vya hapa na pale. Najua ni wanasiasa na anayezikwa pia ni mwanasiasa. Kwa hiyo nadhani wakilikatili hapo wataweza kuleta unafuu. La mwisho labda pengine aswa, kabla aondoke mwenda zake alikuwa wapi, UDA ama alikuwa kwa Gachagua? Labda hilo pia linaweza changia. Kama alikuwa UDA, basi wafuasi wake wale maybe pengine watampa baka. Kama alikuwa ni wa upande wa Gachagua, basi still bado ni vile vile kwamba wafuasi ndio watakaoamua wakati huo. But na imani kwamba mchemko huo ndio nausubiria kuona mwananchi yuko wapi aswa wa mlima, yuko kwa serikali ama yuko kwa united opposition. Hilo ndio naweza nikaongezea. Asante.
Hey, thank you so much, Bwana Msimamo, for your take. And maybe something else that I don't know whether you had talked about the issue of oil or fuel in the Republic. Kabla nikuje, sijui kama mliongelelea hiyo mambo.
Tuliongelelea hiyo mambo na nikaambia ikui mzuri, kwa sababu si nilikwambia mimi ninafuatilia mambo yanavyoendelea. Unajua saa hizi watu wamekuwa wakijifanya ati hakuna mafuta na nikuficha wanaficha, lakini sasa the real situation is coming to roost. Sasa mafuta itakuwa sasa, sijui wataficha hewa ama wataficha nini. Sasa itakuwa within the next how many hours, within the next by 3:30 am 3 am today we are going to know mbivu na mbichi. As tunagojea Bwana Trump aongee vile atasema. Akishasema sasa ni vile ameongea leo, na nimeona ameongea mambo mazito leo, sijui vile kutaendelea. Juu yeye amesema saa 2 wakati wao, muda wao. I think saa 2 yao ni saa 9 yetu. Juu sisi wote tuko kwa risali moja, hata kule niko itakuwa ni tutafuatilia, na sidhani mambo itakuwa rahisi. Nimeona kama kule kwetu nyumbani Kirogoya kule Kirinyaga hakuna kuja kuwa na mafuta leo asubuhi, na watu wamepata shida mingi sana. But we are going to know as things stand. By tomorrow we are going to have full confirmation of if kutakuwa na mafuta ama kutakuwa.
Maybe the scandal that has been around the fuel, where the CS Wandai, the CS Kinyanjui are being questioned. But again, we're also seeing the PS, the MD had already resigned. I don't know whether you had given your views on that. I'm seeing quite a number of people pressuring the CS Wandai to resign because it is being said that under his under his docket, something of that magnitude, they lost almost is it 4.2 billion? But again, the fuel that was brought in, we are being told that it was substandard and that it should be returned back. What is your view on?
Yeah, I think what initially happened, it's just scandals after scandals, and ni kama kuna mtu alionja chakula ya mzee. Unajua, nilikuwa napeana scenario jana, nasema chakula ya mzee, wewe hata wewe ukiwa Mako Bura, baba yako akiwa amekio chakula pale mezani ama pale kwa nyumba yake, alafu wewe, si unajua tulikuwa na zingine zilikuwa zinaitwa dhingira ilikuwa nyumba ya mzee, so huko ungeingia ovyo, hata uwezi ingia huko kulikuwa kunapelekwa chakula na mama. Sasa fikiria wewe umeingia hiyo chakula, umeingia hiyo nini ya mzee na ukaonja chakula ya baba karibu nusu, alafu baba akapata chakula imeonjwa yote, hiyo nyumba haitakalika hiyo siku. I think that is what is happening. People really played with chakula ya mzee about which is money. Money was looted, and I think the president was not involved. So when he was not involved in that heist which happened, he got angry because I had said that he has tentacles everywhere in all ministries and all parastatals. So he felt very angry, and he's the one who told them to resign. Nobody told them to resign. He told them, jumeonja chakula yangu, either niwafute kazi ama mresign, tafuteni kitu moja mtafanya. So they opted to resign. And about the substandard fuel, these are deals that have been happening on and off. jana nilikuwa I was privileged kupatiwa na mtu fulani the story of how Kenya has been bringing oil which is illegal. Kwanza wamekuwa wakipata oil kutoka kwa nchi ambayo imefanywa sanction, na wamekuwa wakileta Kenya, the process that you always hear G2G, ambayo is very fraudulent, ambayo hatujai atapatiwa any disclosure ya vile hiyo deal imekuwa ikifanyika na ni pesa ngapi zimelipwa. Sababu kuna jamaa nilikuwa tunaongea na yeye jana, ananiambia we always use the petrodollar, so hakuna siku utakuja uniambie ati kuna wakati Kenya inabadilishana pesa zake na pesa za pahali fulani, labda ikuwe hiyo inchi kiko karibu kuanguka, so wanahitaji pesa currency yoyote ndio waweze kuboost their economy. So this is all a very scandalous I think it is the most scandal after ile ya mafuta mlikuwa mnasikia. You remember the edible oil and the mercury sugar. These are things that happens, and I always get very angry that we get kind of scandals and nothing happens. It's the same ones like the KEMSA and all the hula baloo scandals we have been hearing about, and it's going to come and pinch us. I will not say the name because that name is not good to say on air, but it's going to come and pinch us, and we are going to feel the pain. And the pain is going to be directly at the barrel when we are fueling our cars, in transportation, in everywhere, in all sectors. Because if you touch fuel, you touch all sectors of the economy, everywhere, even in health, agriculture, security also it touches, because how will those guys get fuel to be able to for emergencies and what have you? So these are, I fear scandals of oil so much than even other scandals, because those scandals of oil is very dangerous. It can make the country go on its knees. So thank you, brother Marco Bura.
Brother Joseph, before I bring Simamo, there's something that is very fishy over here. You remember when the KPA and the APRA, when they were going to be arrested, there was some money that was recovered from their homes, and it was in cash, and it is being said that it was a lot of money. But again, how did they get the approval to kuagiza mafuta without the permission of the senior officials? If so, but again, something else that people are asking themselves over here: if there's an arrangement between government to government, how possible? How did they manage to get that particular fuel out of that arrangement without, of course, the knowledge of the senior officials? And remember, it was almost 60 tons of fuel. How possible was that?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, brother Marco Bura, this is a very big scandal. It's a very, very big scandal, and that's why you see it is eating everybody. And I don't believe in anything that people say that kuna pesa imepatikana. It can be even the money was planted there so that they can be, anything can happen in Kenya. But they can be also they have the money. But this scandal is a very huge one. And in the recent days, coming days, you're going to hear more and more things unfold. And if so, they brought 60 tons. And why is the deal always put under secrecy? If we are doing a G2G, I expect if Brother Marco Bura, if you are exchanging services to services with you, even if somebody come and ask me, what did you buy from Marco Bura, I will not, and what did you get in return? I will not hide so much if it is a legal deal. But if it is an illegal deal, you'll always find those secrecy in everything we do. And the problem is nobody can believe this government or the government of Kenya, because they do their things in secret. We don't even know what happens. All we hear is money is not being found, and all sorts of things. So I think the scandal is coming out, and you even hear scenarios of where the CS of energy being involved, and where even scenarios of the president being involved. You just hear them in the coming days. So this is just, take it as just other scandals. I don't know even why we are shocked with the petroleum scandal. We have been having so many scandals in this country, even least of all, a sugar scandal which was dealing with the health of Kenyans. Can you imagine? They had brought sugar with mercury. You are dealing with health of Kenyans. You are bringing even poisonous sugar, which can kill Kenyans. So these are the dealings and the evil stuffs that happen without the knowledge of Kenyans. But everything that is done in darkness, they always say comes to light.
Okay, I wanted to give a chance to Msimama to also give his take. But apparently I think he has dropped as we wait for him. The cabinet secretary Opiyo Wandayi is saying that he akujulishwa and that he was not aware of this importation and he was not involved. He's the cabinet secretary. And remember, this was 60 million liters of fuel that was being brought in the country. Remember, when such huge liters are being brought, of course, there has to be an involvement of the government. Does it, which kind of game is it that they are being played? I mean, they are playing here, because now I saw him giving instruction to the, that the fuel should be returned, that there is no payment that should be done. Bwana Joseph,
it can be that
waliletwa juzi.
Yeah, it can be that he's trying to cover for his boss, or it can also be that he does not know. You know, I told you the president is very cunning. This president, William Ruto, is very cunning, and he has put his hands on every ministry. You remember Brother Marco Bura when he said that I know about the ministries than the way you know them. You remember? There is a statement he had said before that I know about your ministries even than the way you know them. And how do you know the ministries, Brother Marco Bura, than the way the ministers know them? It means you have PSs who are running these ministries who are under your command. So they give you every detail of every ministry and also the heads of the parastatals. They give you every, IPRA is a parastatal, yeah? And it gives him direct communication, even which, the problem with the president, he got ministers who himself he does not trust. I've never seen a president, you are a president, but you don't trust your ministers, even as they are working. You tell them that I know even your ministries than you know them. That is very reckless statement. You're not supposed to say that in front of people. Why do we need then the CSs? The president can become the president and we have PSs and no need of ministers. They're even a burden to us. He can just remove them and say, I'm running the country. I'm running the executive alone. I'll be having only PSs, whom I bestow and choose as my liking. So it can be, he quite did not know about that deal. And he did not know how they were playing it and the scandal that was happening. And also he knew in the other case, and he was trying to hide it. He's trying to hide, to try and save his skin and also save his master skin. It can be two ways, because if he's going to be told they need him to be relieved of his duties, it's not going to be an easy task, Brother Marco Bura, and it might even bring breaking faction within the Raja broad-based government.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe to get to this other side of the election, where the IEBC, of course, are trying to, to let the people have the information about the registration. But again, a gentleman in Mombasa who was going to register for the first time found that he's already registered and that he had even voted in Garissa. You'll give us your take on that. And same again in Coast, the member of parliament of Nyali, that is Mohammed Ali, also had erected a billboard in Mombasa, telling the people about, to just get out and get themselves registered. But then that billboard was removed. Of course, political. The question I want to ask you is, what is your view on that kind of behavior? And again, the latest stand of Mohammed Ali, who is the member of parliament of Nyali, is he being fought politically, being that he had announced that he's going for the governorship of Mombasa? And of course, what are the repercussions of such kind of behaviors in the Republic of Kenya, where some people are being mistreated politically? And again, the issue of Nikokadi, where youths around the Republic of Kenya are, of course, reminding themselves and reminding people that they should get out. Do you think the youths are ready and that they are all registering for this particular move that, registrations which are going on?
Thank you for those questions. I will start it off with the guy who found that he's from, I think, Mombasa, and found that he's a voter in Northeastern. I will say that one is reckless of him, because you cannot be having, you have been an ID card holder for that long time, then you come and just say that I've gone to register, then you find your voter's card has been used in somewhere else. It means you are careless and you don't care about the leadership of the country. It means for this time is when you have thought, and kweli, as they say, kura yangu maisha yangu, or kura yangu kesho yangu, is when he has realized that. Because I think Kenyans need to know that your voter's card is your greatest weapon against bad governance. That is your only weapon. There is no even other weapon. Your voter's card and your mouth and your thinking. Those are the only greatest weapon for good governance in this country. And I think it's not only him. There will be so many of them who have taken their ID cards and they never even wanted to vote, but they are going to find that their details have been put to somebody else in somewhere. And this is the rigging that was happening, and it has been happening. And so far, that one needs also to be addressed by the IEBC. But I also take offense with the people who always take ID cards and they don't take voters card. Even if you take your ID card, just go and take some 10-20 minutes to take your voters card, even if you're not going to vote. But now, why do you refuse to vote? And it is a civic duty. You know, there was this class that they were always saying that is the middle class who always say we cannot wake up early in the morning to go and vote. I think the only thing that Ruto has done his best in this country is to be able to make everybody equal in terms of the effect of suffering in the country. That now everybody has decided that we need to wake up and vote. Even the people who are saying we are civil servants, we cannot wake up and vote. I think their pay slip now, as it's talking, it's telling them another different scenario, and they have decided now I need to vote. I can see that the way they say my vote is my future is true, is what it happens. So for that guy, let him not be shocked too much because he took the ID and he never took his voter's card. So it was used by another hungry politician to be able to get his vote, and it has voted for several times. So mine, I checked and it's okay. I have voted quite often. I always do my civic duty because that is my civic duty. Even though sometimes it might be good for me, I might receive whatever I want, or sometimes it does not go my way. But I need to vote because that is my civic duty. So whatever I can tell Kenyans is you go. If you have a problem with your voters, it has been taken into another place, just make sure that it is cleared off and you have taken your voter's card again. And you can be able to participate in the forthcoming election, general election. About Nyali, I think Muhammad Ali is being persecuted politically. You know, the person who can be persecuting him more so is the governor of Mombasa, because he is running for the gubernatorial seat. And you know, the governor of Mombasa has all the machinery in his disposal, the county machinery, and also he has the government machinery, which he can be able to use at his disposal. The problem is he needs to know that power is transient and it is passed through. The people are the ones who are going to decide. A billboard cannot decide. He might put a billboard saying that what wachukue kadi and you bring it down. But the more you have brought it down, many people are going to rise up and go and even take the cards and remove the person who is doing all this damage. I think most of the governors are feeling infringed by those people who want to run for these parties, these candidacy of the gubernatorial. They are feeling so much the pressure and the tension, because most of them have done nothing in their constituencies, in their counties, and most of them, they have even embezzled so much funds. So this one can be seen is just machinery for the county and the government, which is at hand, trying to play with all this. About the Nico Kadi, Brother Marco Bura, there's a day you asked me, why are the youth not coming out, or the Gen Z not coming out to vote, to take their voters card? I think I told you that within time you'll see, and I think whatever I said has come to fruition, and you have seen the Gen Z, they have started picking the votes, and it's very good. They need to take the cards, they need to vote, they need to bring their candidates, they need to vote, and they need to show us that they are taking this thing. You cannot be that 2024, 2025, they died of nothing. It cannot be. They need to show that in 2024, we did not die for the guys who died, the heroes that died during the demonstrations. They did not die for nothing. They died for something. So they need to come out in large numbers, produce candidates, vote for the candidates, let them go and be a good representation for them as they are wishing. You have seen even in Nepal, they have voted Arapa as their prime minister, which they have seen is good for them, which that is democracy. The Gen Z have said sisi tunataka kuwa na president mwenye anaweza tupigia verse tatu za rap. So who can deny that? If they saw that one is the best for them, it's the best for them. And if they see he can bring change, he can bring change for them. So for the Gen Z, let them not wasikufe moyo, let them not be babaishwa na wale watu wa kusema ati tutaiba kura, tutafanya nini. Brother, those are just cold feet analogies that they always give to us, that tutaiba kura au tutafanya nini. Nobody can steal your vote as long as you are going to vote and you can be able to articulate and be able to defend. You know, after you vote, many people need to just be very careful in the wards, because as we know, the voting stops at the polling station, and all the material is collected there, and the final say is at the polling station, and the returning officer is supposed to declare the elections of all the candidates in the polling station. So right now we have good laws. I thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister late Raila Odinga. He brought very good amendments to the election laws. We have very good election laws. All we need is for them to work. We need for them to work, and we must force them to work. And let me tell the IEBC, because they are the ones who are conducting these elections for 2027. Let them be very careful not to let the country burn. Let them be very, very careful. This is a very decisive time to vote, and a decisive general election. Let them be very, very careful. That is what I'm going to tell you. Thank you, Marco Bura.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to take this opportunity first to say a big thank you to everyone who is watching us, and of course to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media. Over here we do say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, we request you to kindly just like and subscribe to this channel, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us, na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. Allow me to acknowledge the presence and say a big thank you to Goodyear. Thank you so much for your presence, and of course your continuous engagement at the comment section. Judith Caritha, thank you so much. We really appreciate your consistency. Village Comfort, thank you so much. We really appreciate as well. Thank you for engaging us at the comment section. Allow me to also acknowledge Paul Kisiangas. Thank you so much, Paul, for also finding time to join us, and of course giving us your views. And of course not forgetting everyone who is watching, especially via the YouTube or via Facebook. We really appreciate. Thank you so much. for your
Can
assistance.
Can I answer good here 1 minute, because she just wrote for me a question, and she's saying that should we just vote for the sake, even though we don't have the trusted individuals? Sorry, I'm not going to waste my vote. I'll keep it till I'm comfortable, till I get comfortable with my casting. No boo. What I tell good here is, you can never lack any person you can vote for. You can never lack. The candidates are there. The problem is people want to go with who are the majority of the candidates, who are the sayers of the candidates. But people forget that in all those candidates, it's better you cast your vote for the right candidate and you say my vote went, than saying I'm not going to cast. It's better you cast the vote for somebody you know can bring change, or somebody you entrust in your vote in. Even though you see he's not going to win, but you have casted your vote and you have made your stand and said, this candidate, I voted him or her with my card and my voter's card, and I've given her my future. Even though I see maybe he's not going to win, I have already done my civic duty of voting this candidate. One day, one time, that voting that you did will come to vindicate you. It will come to vindicate you. Most of the people in where I come from, they were always told that when you vote badly, and the person even who was telling him, I don't want to look at his history, but I want to look at whatever he told them. He told them that be very careful with the good sweet stories they come to give you, but vote for the person who is supposed to be the right candidate for you and good leaders. But you saw right now they are saying, I wish I knew, because if they knew about that at that time, that who they were taking to the office, and I will not call it Oval Office, maybe I'll call it the Circle Office, because in Kenya maybe it is a circle one. So the person who was being taken to the man who was taken to the hill in State House, they have seen whatever he has done to them, and they have come to regret their decisions. So it's not good to regret your decision. It's better you cast your vote and be amongst the people who are going to make the right decision, even though that decision is not going, even though it might not end up. That's why I said I have voted, even sometimes my voting has not gone the way I wanted, but I knew I could have made a change. Like 2022, I voted for the person I saw would bring change. We lost, and I felt bad, but I'm now vindicated, and I feel very good that even my parents, myself, I told my parents, we need to get vindicated, but they went ahead and voted for the other opponent candidate of mine, and right now they talk to me in another different way, and they tell me that I wish we had what you had said, and we could have changed our minds, and we could have not even gone that route. We could have tried another route. So this is all about change. Change does not come just one day, Brother Mark Obura. Change comes within time. We cannot change within one election. Even if we vote this election, I'm telling you, things are not going to change just drastically. We need to give them time. And the time that, the best thing is, every stepping stone, we are going higher and higher and higher. And I can see the Gen Z, they have become more involved in politics, and they can become the greatest thing that can happen to Kenya as a country. And we never thought we are going to reach here. We already had a 2002 momentum where we removed an autocratic government which had ruled for 24 years, and people are celebrated in the streets, and they got, now, brother Mark Obura, can we have a president for more than 10 years? We cannot have a president for more than 10 years because of what? The people at that time, 2002, they changed that. So we are going, when we are advancing, in 2010, even through all the problems we had in 2007 and all the clashes and everything, in 2007 and 2010, we got a new constitution which we never had. A constitution that was very very progressive, and even it brought to us some things, even though they have not worked quite well. But for other counties, it has worked quite well. About even devolution, and for some counties it has worked well. For some it has not, because the leaders that they voted are not good. So everything has a stepping stone, and you need to better it. Even in your life, you need to better your life each and every day. When you wake up, you need to better your life more and more and more and more and more. So even voting is just the same way. You might vote the wrong candidates right now, but in the next time when you see, you are going to have that now small education. That's why I said to Brother Benson here and told him that I never thought of a time where even the old people in the villages have civic education. I don't know if the people in your village, Brother Marco Bura, you always teach them civic education, because mine, I know most of the people in my villages have been taught civic education, and when I arrive at home, I'm going to continue teaching them civic education, because that is the only weapon that we can give to people. Civic education, and the only power we have is our voters card and our voice. There is no other power we have, and we are not military that we are going to take guns and go to the bushes and start to take off a government. The only thing we can do is just vote, even though it might not be, you might not know somebody. Brother Marco Bura, sijui ukipatiwa power utafanya nini? Unajua nasikia anasema power, sijui ukipewa power utafanya nini na power. So those are the things that happen in this life. Power can make you crazy. Power can make you be a good leader. Also leadership positions. You have seen people who have become very good with leadership positions, the likes of Akina Kijana Wamalwa, you can name them, the likes of Akina Tomboya, you can name them. There is so many people, the likes of Akina JM, and most of them even are not here now. Most of them, they are unfortunately they're in the ground, but they try to change for the country. And the only thing we can do is just change our country when you have time. The only thing we don't have on our side, Brother Marco Bura, is time. We don't have time, because every one of us is going to end up in the dust, but we need to change as we can right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Bwana Joseph. And there's something else that was actually trending. There is a newly inaugurated Ngong Suswa. They're calling it highway. Personally, I've used that road, but again, I can remember the construction started during the reign of the last President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But the completion was announced by the Interior PS, Dr. Raymond Omolo. But again, it did receive quite a number of backlash from the people of Kenya, lamenting about the ugly look of the road, the poor workmanship, the shoddy engineering, and the overall deplorable state of a highway that is essentially new. After him sharing those panoramic images of the highway, which which actually the people of Kenya came out to give their views. Personally, I've used that road. I think I've used it twice, if I'm not wrong. It's around 70 kilometers. It actually starts from here in Ngong, all the way to Soswa, to Narok. I don't know whether you've seen it. I don't know whether you've seen the road. I don't know whether you've used the road.
Yes, I've seen it. The road. I've seen is the road which is one way.
Yeah, I can tell you there are no marks within that particular road. There is no road. There are so many bumps in it. It is not in good state. There are so many potholes in it, but it was actually declared, inaugurated by this PS. Just your view, Brother Joseph, which kind of a country or which kind of leadership are we having in the Republic of Kenya? To an extent that you see, this is a PS, this is a Kenyan, actually somebody who is learned, who has actually a PhD. Kwani wow, they don't love the country Kenya? Why would they just be celebrating things that have been done in a low quality way? Why are they? But you'll find that a lot of money was used in this particular road. Why are we headed as a people, Joseph?
Thank you, Marco Bura. When a Bananas Republic starts, it starts with the methods that you are stating. And it's very unfortunate that you'll find that a lot of money has gone in those projects. And most of them has gone to corruption. They have become proceeds of corruption. and most of them, they have used that road to enrich themselves instead of them reaching the citizens. And it's very unfortunate that when you look at the figures of how people always say that Kibaki was always tribal and he built the Thika Highway. But if you look at the Thika Highway that was built and the money that was used, and you look at some of the projects that are being built nowadays, you even laugh and ask what happens as a country that we need to use this money and that road. The design of it looks very terrible. So me, I don't fight development, but I also don't like corruption in this development, because they are the ones which makes these projects be hurried up, and because of the looting. If they have looted, they are not going to give us a good thing, but they are going to want to finish so that they are not questioned where the money went. So what they do, they give you a substandard road or substandard development places, and then they come and say that we have opened it. And it's very unfortunate that our resources, our money, which maybe is a loan or something, always goes to proceeds of corruption and people enrich themselves. So I think it has been a trend in the country. And if you want to know one of the qualities of how a country becomes a banana republic, is when you start seeing that people want to enrich themselves more than they can try to give back to the community or give back to the country. So these are things that we have seen, Brother Marco Bura. They are not just things that have fallen. We have not come from Mars just the other day. We have seen them, and they have continued. And I think even now people are comfortable now, I think, with corruption. And when you see people getting comfortable with the way embezzlement of funds have been done, I think you need to know the country is headed in the wrong direction. So it's not a shocker for me, Marco Bura.
And there's a question that I saw somewhere that maybe I can just ask you if you saw the Nyota beneficiaries or the people who are being given, was it 22,000 Kenyan shillings? I saw a question them being asked a question, where has the 22,000 taken them, and how is their businesses doing? Brother Joseph, as a Kenyan, or maybe Judith can also give us a view at the comment section. If you know the people who are given 2,200 with the Nyota fund, how are their businesses doing? Are they doing good or well? Brother Joseph,
I think people lose it as citizens also when we are having these discussions, because me as a citizen, I would not like for you to give me 22,000. What I could have left the government to do is they could have built factories. And these factories could have helped in employment of so many youths. But the moment you see a government that is telling you that I'm going to bring for you Nyota funds, and I don't know where did the foodies, what was it called? There was the other one. What was it called? The fund. There's another one which was there before. Fuliza fund, or was it called what? There was another fund that they had brought that you are being given 500. What was it called? I forget his name, because you cannot even remember the name because you have been given so much hula baloo. So sometimes even you forget the names. So that is where did that fund take us?
Hustler fund.
Yeah, Hustler fund. Where did that fund take us initially, Brother Marco Bura? Yeah, youth fund. You remember even youth fund?
Yeah.
Yeah, where did they take us? You cannot continue doing the same thing expecting different results. The same things and expecting different results. You cannot do. I think Raila Odinga in his manifesto, he had a very good manifesto. And I don't know why they don't take it. He had said that every county should be having one factory or one industry in whatever they deal with. And I am very certain that in every county, there is something that they always have, that they always trade in, or they always do as the economic activity. I saw even the people in Machakos or in the Ukambani region, they have started formulating their own companies of producing juice from mango and oranges. Why can't we not have those incentives which can be able to bring employment to our people? But the problem is these people want us to continue begging them for money and begging them in their rallies, that when they come for rallies you are going to kutokea sana na mtakuwa mkisikia majibizano zao za kiupumbavu. So, but if there was a place where development was taking place and we had factories, you could not see people coming for those rallies, and it could be a downplay for them. Even the people who could have been in the opposition could have not been having anything to tell other people about what the government is not doing, because the government could be so deep in industrialization that youths could have been very busy. Hata ungekuwa unapata youth wakisema we are agitating for change of the there is only Brother Marco Bura, there is nobody who hates Ruto. We don't hate Ruto. What we hate is his policies. You understand? We hate his governance policies, because, and we have hated even some governance policies of past presidents, because the thing is, when you come and try to industrialize a country, and then you try to fight on corruption a bit, even if you not fight it completely, you have fought on it a bit, and then you are able to tackle the issue of economy and agriculture. Who else will be having a problem with you, Marco Bura? You've even been seeing people in the streets and saying that you need to go. You will not see many people, because most of them will be very busy doing their hustle. I've seen places where people, individuals, have come up with their companies. For example, in Kenyaga, we have so many companies of dealing with the cooking flour, which stem from Kavagara, the one you see, Raha, Spencer, all of those factories. If you go near Kirinyaga, they are there, and most of them, they have given employments to many people, and that is a very good plus for the citizens or the residents staying over there. So what if we can be having factories built within the rest of Kenya? In every county, they look at what you always do as your economic activity, or what do you trade in as a county, and we can try to open for you an industry. Then you try to help the entrepreneurship of even this mama mboga who always do the things in the circles and everything. You could be finding a community or a country where everybody is busy at work. Nobody even has the shenanigans of listening who is abusing the other more than the other. But when you come with a model where you say that you need young people to come to State House so that you can give them 20,000 or I don't know how much thousand, does not help. Even those people, some of them, they just take that money and they go and do shopping, and some of them even pay the pending loans that they have been having, and they go back to the same scenario that they had. So let me say, the only cure for our country is a person who is going to focus on industrialization of our country. And if we don't have that person who is going to focus on industrialization of our country, we always hear about Singapore. Just go and look at what Singapore did. Singapore, the first person, they said that we are going to tackle with corruption. Then after they tried to tackle with corruption, they saw now we need to do industrialization of our country. Singapore is a good country which does not have resources, but they dealt with industrialization. This Singapore is a good example that we have been in ranks together in the 1970s or 1960s. We have been the same rank, but right now we cannot even reach at them. We cannot reach at Singapore right now. Why can we not reach at it? We have resources more than they have, and we have all these things you can see. But the problem is the leadership failed us totally. They failed us, because right now you can see we have industries like Zoia Sugar, the industries like Mumias, even Pan Paper was closed. We have the ones that they removed diatomite from there. So many factories we have. I see even like Magadi is going to also fall, the one we get salt from. And these companies, they have been there in years and years. I don't expect a company that has been there years and years is supposed to be failing. Now what we could have been doing, we could have already industrialized our country. The only thing now we could have been doing is welcoming investors to come and invest more in our country so that we can be able to build. I saw a documentary on Tatu City. Tatu City, what the investors have come and done. Do you know we have an oxygen plant in Tatu City? Those people, they built an oxygen plant, and it has employed Kenyans who go there for work every day. Imagine if we could have factories in Kenya around every county. Then we tell these investors, now we need to open up factories like the oxygen plants, the cement making plants. We need to open other facilities which deal with various things. We can have many factories that can deal with various things in Kenya. Some even will deal with jewelry and everything. And it's that is the only cure for our country. You can see that I was even being shocked that we have fishing that goes on in Lake Victoria, but the processing factory is found in Thika. How can you explain that as a real Kenyan? How can you explain that? That the factory is not in Kisumu, but you're finding it in Thika. Why is the Thika the factory and there is no fish which is ama kudhika siku hizi kuna zinaenda chini ya barabara. Marco Buro, unaweza nisaidia, kwani zinaenda chini ya barabara zinapatikana kwa factory Thika? So these are things that are shocking as a country. Thank you.
Okay, it's that tough. Those are some of the questions that Kenyans are asking themselves each and every day. Something that really shocked the people of Kenya again. There's a gentleman by the name Kelvin Kiari. Ruhiu. I don't know how to pronounce it good. So this gentleman stood on the podium in Benin. The Kenyan national anthem played to an empty stadium for his solo skateboarding gold medal. Kiari has just bagged 2 medals and taken the first position in the April 2026 International Skating Challenge in Cotonou, Benin. But there was no ministry official, no flag bearers, and no corporate sponsors dropping him in branded gear. There was only Kiari, his board, and the stark reality that his victory was achieved despite, not because of, the support structure in his home country. But you'll see that while the Ministry of Youth, Creative, Economic and Sport allocated 13 billion to the Sports, Art and Social Development Fund for 2025-2026 financial year. But this gentleman suffered alone. But remember, he was suffering, ensuring that the flag of the Republic of Kenya was high. Joseph, I don't know whether you've seen that story. And
I've quite seen. I did not even know that the ministry did not go, but it's very unfortunate because it's not the first time we have seen the ministry not being involved. Even the guy who was throwing darts, remember that guy who was throwing the dart? They were nowhere to be seen. I think the Ministry of Sports and Gender has failed. Let me tell you even where they have failed. You cannot have a whole minister of gender who is not even physically fit, and you expect the ministry itself will be physically fit. It cannot happen. Where have you seen a minister of sports who is not physically fit, and you expect that the sport in a arena will be physically fit? So these are things that are happening in our country. It's very unfortunate that even the only thing they do is they celebrate him after. So even if this guy did not win, we could have not known anything about him. And I think the Ministry of Sports and Gender has really failed to the brim. The only thing that they can do is think about stadiums, which they are doing. I will not dwell into the stadiums, but they cannot focus even on other sportsmanship, which has been able to bring pride to the country. And it's very unfortunate and very bad. And it's very, I think even that guy, he felt very bad within his, there's no bad feeling that you have won something for your country, but there's nobody even to receive you. I think that is one of the bad feelings you can ever have. Even you feel like you cannot represent the country again. So I want to say good congratulations to him. Also, me as a citizen, I did bad because I never know that he attained that. But we were supposed even to be fully charged by the Ministry of Sports that we have a person who is participating in these games and we are hoping for him to win. Everybody could have been glued. Kenyans come together to support their own. But I see the sports fraternity is just as backwards as the way they are. That's why you see they always wear sports gear with suits. You can see somebody wearing sport gear with suits. It's very funny. So, Marco Bura, I think about sports, the ministry is not quite serious in other sports. They are not serious. That is what I can say. That's why you can see they can always give a cup which is 5 million, but when they are giving to the club money, which when they win the Premier League, you hear they are being given 2 million, but the cup they are winning is worth more than 5 million. You wonder yourself, why do you need even the cup? Just be giving these people the 5 million when they win that game, when they win the Premier League. Not even a cup, you can give even a fake cup. No need to put a golden cup there. Just give these cups that are always there, but give them the money so that they can be able to utilize and help to pay their sportsmanship and help their club in be able to. That's why you see these clubs in different countries. They are always doing well. Just go to South Africa. Their club, their Premier League is doing well because of what they have. Their sports ministry has tried to put funds in this kind of sporting activity. Go to South Africa, you see their rugby is doing well. Go to South Africa, see their cricket is doing well because the government has decided to fund them, to fund these sporting activities. And you know the good thing with supporting sporting activity, you help even the individuals to get some time of they can be able to get big clubs. They can be able to go and represent, and they can be able to enter maybe the English Premier League, the Rugby World Series. They can be able to be hired to go for these international games, and when they come back to the country, they still represent you as a country. So it's very unfortunate, and I don't want to talk about the Ministry of Sport because it has been dealt with scandals and all kind of things. So thank you, Brother Mark.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good. I know the Minister of Sports. It's called who? I'm even forgetting his name. It's called who? So it starts with an S. Even Goody has made me forget about it.
The former
Swale something. Yeah, the governor of Kwale is called Swale something. How can you give a former governor of Kwale that is the minister? Even I saw Babu Namwamba was very physically fit to run that ministry. It's very shameful. So I don't want to talk about sports. It will make me angry, Marco Bura, because I'm a sportsman.
Yeah, that's nice. I can see Goodyear is saying fish is healthy. Judith, I must visit Nyanza, have some fish like Ruto. Okay, you're welcomed. If you're going to Nyanza, let me know so that I can prepare for you the way. Can also see Judith here is saying, me too, I will visit Nyanza. Judith, we can go to Nyanza this weekend if you're available. You go eat fish. If you want to go to Nyanza, let me know. We can go this weekend. You go eat some fish. Steven is saying this will be chaos. Let no one of them back off. Okay. It is not easy. Yeah. So, of course, the politics of the Republic of Kenya is it is one of the most it's very interesting, but again it is upon the people of Kenya, just like what we are doing here, of course, sensitizing, I mean, letting the people get to understand or to know what is right and what is not right. That is why we are coming up with these platforms as a way of educating and, of course, letting the people know what to expect, the best way or the best route that they should follow. That is why we are holding this particular conversations. Yes, Joseph, I'll give you a chance to give your final remarks and on anything else that is still pending that you would want to give your view on before we call it a day.
Thank you, Brother Marco Bura. I want to thank everybody who has come to join us this evening. We're having a discussion which has been very great. I want to thank you also, Marco Bura, for being a host here. and you have hosted us for quite some time. And let me just tell you that your presence here shall never go unrewarded, and God is going to bless you so much. And for the viewers, let us be people who can be able to educate our villages and the people who are nearest to us, so that they can know that good governance always tends to bring good atmosphere in the country and good economic economic changes, and we can be able to change our country. Nobody will lie to you that we cannot change our country. Our country is in our hands, and we can change it. So I want to thank the people who have been together with us in the comment section. Stephen, Judith, Goodia. We have been having Paul, and all the viewers who have been watching us. If I have not said your name, I want to thank you for coming here together with us. I also want to thank our panelists, Brother Miguda, Mzalendo, and Brother Benson for always being a host for us here. And to you, Brother Marco Bura, I want to extend all my good night wishes and good day wishes to everyone. I hope you are going to keep us in prayers as we are passing through these hard times. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Joseph, for also finding time to join us, and of course for giving us your views. We really appreciate. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Not forgetting Brother Benson, Brother Meguda, Brother Msimamo, and everyone who has joined us at the panelist side. We really appreciate your time. But again, without the support of good friends at the comment section, Judith, Stephen, Goodia, Paulo, and everyone, of course, including Village Comfort, and everyone who has always been here for us. We really appreciate, and we are so much grateful and thankful for your love, for your consistency, for your support. We don't take it for granted. And as usual, what we're doing here is educating the people and letting the world know what we should expect from our political class. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed evening, a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. Before I leave, this is Brother Benson Media, and over here we do say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, we request you to kindly like and subscribe, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us, na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. So I want to take this opportunity to appreciate once again and to say a big thank you to everyone for your support and for finding time to join us. We do have these conversations. You can always join us every day. And of course, if you want to join the panelists, we do share the link. You can always click the link. It will direct you to the studio and will possibly give you a chance to give your views. Again, if you want to give us your views at the comment section, don't shy it off. Just comment, because your opinion, of course, counts. Those would be my parting shot. But again, to the people of Kenya, let us be mindful, as I've always said, that as we are going for these elections, let us make the right decisions. Let us put the country's interest first before we start looking into these other issues. Those would be my final remarks. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow.